Aloha and bienvenidos, beautiful souls. This is Lupita Gurule. Today I'm going to talk about the choice that we have even through pain. It's been about a month since I've been here and able to record and upload a video. It has been an extraordinary time that I've experienced a lot like the rest of you. There are massive shifts and changing in the world that is happening right now. And through an extraordinary and very intense and traumatic experience that I had about a month ago, I experienced what is called a TIA. A TIA is called a transient ischemic attack, which is a precursor to a stroke. It is not a full-on stroke, and they can't quite identify the cause of it, but they are exactly that, transient, which means that they come and go. And they can last anywhere from 2 minutes up to 24 hours, depending on the intensity and severity. Well, mine luckily only lasted but a couple of moments and a couple of minutes actually. And it gave me an opportunity to reconnect with that which is most important. This last month has been so challenging to really look at life to say, how is life right now? How is life around us? What is this that's happening in the world right now? What is happening within us? What's happening within our own world, within ourselves? And how do we show up in it? That experience of a TIA and that very intense month gave me the opportunity to reconnect with that which is most important and to reconnect and recommit to the promise that I made in my NDE. First and foremost, to the Blessed Mother. She has a message for the world that is important and urgent to get out. And I have been feeling this intense urgency. From that experience that I had a month ago, it has taken some time to recover and recuperate and really regain, to really bring myself back and allow myself that opportunity to go through that ebb and flow. So with that flow of life, like an ocean that ebbs and flows, as I've mentioned in my videos, if you've been watching, that there is always going to be some sort of challenge because it's life. That is why we're here. The point is not to get rid of the challenge, to get rid of the struggle, and as if it is something that is atrocious and something that is it is something that is in our life that serves purpose, because when we experience pain, we want to feel better. I have another video about that, of the purpose of pain. But here is the thing, is that we have a choice, even in our pain. I know that so much of what we are experiencing right now is out of our control. What I experienced was out of my control. We cannot control certain circumstances. We absolutely cannot control another individual. And sometimes things happen in life that we have absolutely no control over. However, the choice that we have in the pain is how we show up in it. Now, pain is going to come just like those ebbs and flows of the ocean, just like the moon waxes and wanes, just like the tidals rise and fall, just like the ocean crashes on the ocean, on the beach. We all go through these cycles in life, every single one of us. The point is how we show up in it. So although we may not have a choice of pain showing up in our life, we have a choice in whether we bring in fear into our pain or we bring love into our pain. That is the choice that we have. We are given the most divine, most sacred gift, and that is free will and choice. When it appears that we have no choice, it is because we need to relax and surrender, let go of what we think the outcome must be, so that we can allow all of God and the universe to rise up and allow the greatest experience possible. I of myself may have one or two, maybe three solutions, but the universe is infinite, and God in all its wisdom knows every single person, every single place, and everything that needs to happen in order for your life to become what it needs to be. When we experience pain and struggle, we feel like we are hopeless and helpless. Many times we are, but we can control. And what we do have choice in is what we do with it, how we show up in it, how we think about it, how we feel, what we put out. It matters. Not even our thoughts are private. Not even our thoughts are harmless. So I'll give an example, is that just because someone might have a lack and an inability to control themselves in a fit of rage, they might just burst and blast out, yell and scream, and just have a tantrum of rage, while the other person might not be doing anything externally. They might be thinking and feeling it all inside. That even though what we are thinking and feeling, it creates a field of energy that we emit. We are the most complex communication devices that there is. We are not only transmitters of information, but we are receivers. What we think in the privacy of our own thoughts, with our deep ability to have emotion. Emotion is energy in motion through our body, and we give off that energy, and it matters. What we think and feel matters. So even though we may not have a choice in how external circumstances appear, we don't have control of how others show up in our world. We may want that to change, and we may not have that ability to change those external events and circumstances and people and places and things. But we can definitely change inside. We can manage and monitor the thoughts that we think, so that if I am in a place of pain, if I think fearful thoughts and I bring fear into my pain, guess what's going to happen? It's going to only expand, and it's going to exaggerate, and it's going to amplify my pain. So if in my pain, I go into the places of recalling all my other memories of pain, then I'm going to be, pardon my language, in a shitstorm of pain because of the fear that I myself have brought into it by the things that I think, by the actions that I take, my inactions, inability to forgive, inability to let go, and then have a storm of memories in my mind of past pains, and then worries and fears of future pains. So when we bring fear into our pain, we create more pain. So even though we are experiencing a moment of pain and an uncomfortable situation, we have the choice to bring love into that pain. When we bring love into our pain, we bring in the possibility and the hope and the potential for healing, for forgiveness, for release, surrender, an ability to come back into balance within ourselves, to let go of the past traumas and pains that have hurt us. When we bring love into our pain. So we do have a choice. We have a choice in how we show up in our struggles. So that when we do this, and we do make that hard choice, because sometimes choosing love can be the hardest thing when all we want to do is choose the fear. And fear comes and looks like anger, fighting anger, going into past pains, blame, shame, guilt, going into spiraling downwards, and then experiencing and projecting it out on the world and the people around us. And then before we know it, our life is a living hell. So instead, when we learn how to bring love into our pain. We may not know how to do that. So for now, all we can say is, I don't know how. So teach me, show me. I don't know how. So if there is something, what if there is something that is there within me that can help me and assist me to give me the soothing love that I need to bring into my pain so that it may finally heal? Love is like a healing balm, a soothing salve that we can bring into ourselves, into our pain parts, so that we can release it and let it go. When it comes up, instead of resenting it, resisting it, fighting against it, shoving it further down, or instantaneously reacting, because that's me. When we are faced with situations from past experiences, we all have our triggers because of experiences that we've lived with. It's like all of our sense of reason, all of our tools, everything that we've learned, and our adult reasoning completely goes out the window because we are in a place of fear within our mind. Our mind, our brain is incredible. It absolutely does completely shunt and shut down the flow of blood to the brain, and it sends it to the extremities so that we could fight or flight, or the third one is freeze. I tend to freeze. When we have those experiences, we don't have the ability to call on all of our tools to be able to help us in the moment. And so when that happens, the first thing we have to recognize is that it has occurred and then forgive ourselves. And then the second thing is to be thankful, because when it comes up so that it can come out. When it comes out, we have to feel it. When we feel it, we can actually identify and then release it so that we can heal it. The problem is that oftentimes we feel it and we think we're healing it, and we don't fully let it go within ourselves. If it keeps coming up again and again, we must look at it deeper and bring love into the pain. Love is that healing salve and balm. Love first and foremost for ourselves. And that opens up the door. Maybe not even the door, sometimes a window, and sometimes not even a window. Sometimes it's just a little bit of a glimmer of hope. And that is what we are wanting to plant the seed for. When we bring love into our pain, it's a choice. When we do that, we bring in the possibility and potential. It is a seed that I am giving to every single one. The seed of hope, the seed of possibility, a glimmer of love, because we are deeply, deeply loved. You are loved. So may that love be planted like a seed within you. For all of us that are experiencing something that is hard and traumatic, with all of life that is happening out there, we must be able to look beyond appearances to be able to hold on to the hope that is within. There are two realities that are happening right now, and I am so excited to announce that I have been working on a 4-part series video over the last month to help explain all of this. It's going to be very visually stunning and graphically tuned with graphics. So not that it's graphic, but that it has graphics in it, visual content to be able to help explain. I am such a visual person. Everything translates into images and pictures into my mind. So it is my hope that through those videos, you'll have a glimpse and a glimmer of what it looks like with the messages that I receive that I convey to people. This message today could not wait to come out. So it is with deep love, deep gratitude, with a deep prayer of trust, of hope, and of faith that I send this out. May we hold on to that. And even though we may not be able to instantly change our circumstance, even though we may not have a choice of pain being in our experience, we have a choice of bringing love or fear into it. We have a choice in how we respond. When we make that choice to bring love into our pain, we open up the possibility for help and support, for not just from those that are around us in body, but also from our loved ones, divine beings that want to offer their help and support and assistance. We just got to ask. They cannot interfere in our lives. And we may say, where are they? They don't help. They don't do nothing. Well, they cannot interfere because that would violate the first most given sacred thing, which is free will and choice. So we have a choice whether to call on help and support and guidance, or we have a choice of to fall into the fear and disconnect and fall into it further. So it is my deep, deep prayer today on this beautiful Sunday, December 5th, that we can begin to grow a glimmer of that love within whatever pain we might be experiencing. Just know that you are not alone, that you are deeply loved, that there is help and support available. There is possibility. What if? So thank you so much for being here, for watching, and I cannot wait to share those videos. I hope and I pray that I'll be done with the first segment within the next few days. Thank you so much. May you all have a beautiful evening. I wish the best for each and every one of you, for whatever we ripple out comes back upon us tenfold. So may we hold on to that little bit of peace, that little bit of hope, that little bit of glimmer of faith, that it may take hold and grow. Blessings.